on this, and there's no check in there. Just come in, so you don't have to worry anything about people.
Okay.
All right.
Do you want this card, or do you want to just put it on the table?
Well, yeah,
'Cause
well,
I don't know if this is this blocking
So-
anybody's view.
well, that's
So let's see, I'm a panel person, and the thing saying,
Let's see.
if I'm sitting here,
but how can't reach. I think the plug without it.
Oh, I see. what
That's
you're
why he
saying.
brought it, because he
Uh,
does. So this is all the length I have.
I see.
So I think it'll be fine.
so can the camera see?
Hold on,
You
I'm
can have
trying.
an extension cord though, if you don't want that.
Oh, they're getting plugged in here.
It's a little bit awkward. We'll get an extension cord.
Okay.
How about that?
We're open with whatever. If we need to use the card, we'll use the card.
I just think that looks silly right at the.
There's a volume button. Ask if they can hear me.
So that is me.
Still no.
I'd also like to y'all know that at the beginning of we are reorganized, and what we did was create a true charitable nonprofit called Tree Foundation, which will do charitable projects on behalf of they are fully separate entity, and have their own directors, and they operate independently of JLC. They are able to set out charitable relations and dispatch to the looking forward to seeing the projects that they involved in, and if you have any ideas for them, please reach out to the board and we'll be able to give you contact information. Or right now, I can start early. Patrick is the current president of the Tree Foundation.
Good evening, I'm Mr. Chair. Let's say I was 17, I was going to say, we're looking forward to your back this year as we come out of the COVID restrictions, and we are looking for people who have charitable ideas. Always at the back table. You can wander by and say hello, be volunteers, just like they all team volunteers, and we morning looking together. Charitable projects that we do. We have some money already to make, and we can also raise money. So if you have experiences, 501c3 charitable organizations, please apply us. Again, my name is Patrick.
Thanks, Patrick. Alrighty, there you go. And our next board member is on the trio board. The board is on the meeting. And also, is on your information, if you have any questions about anything on this. You're back.
So, good evening, everyone. Like I said, it's almost like a community that's seen a lot of
As I mentioned, I'm heading up the internship program. I received a lot of emails, quite a few here in the room, and I know you'll get this email back from me, and I'll say, this is the internship program, this is what we offer, this is what the cost is, and I know some of you probably like, figure out how to oh my goodness, but what I'm here to tell you is that Leslie and I probably, quite a few other folks in the room, we probably paid a lot of money for education over the years, and that means probably stop budget, because without mentorship, unfortunately, and moving that other folks, we'll lose that on one bill, just like that, because we will become more. So we have that mentorship program, which is one of them, setting mentor, and we have other mentors right now that are volunteers to offer their services to other guys. And then we also have the prep we have, and right now that's going to be capped between students and registry. That's half of what the mentorship program costs us. 10K mentorship, 5K for the prep we have. The good thing about the prep we have, of course, it's half of that, but you'll also receive mentorship for the mom and learn how to put miles and course estimating a bunch of other stuff. So interested, please, Kathy, Leslie, myself, and we'll get you linked up. And I'm just going to go ahead and sit in, but I'm going to get out of here.
Thanks, Lynn. Our next board member is Mrs. Leonard. She's new on board and she is the star house. So if you ever send an email to Tree Brothers at email,
Thank you, Leslie. I actually have the best job. Special projects. What do you care about? What do you want to do? What do you want to see? So back in April, we did something called the Unbus Tour, where there was a group of 50 of us that went around and saw 5 different renovations in different stages. Turned out really, really well, and great feedback. And right now, what's up my sleeve is I'm looking at doing an estimating repairs workshop. Half day, start with some education, and we would actually go out and look at a couple properties. How many people here, just raise your hand, that sounds kind of interesting to you? Okay. I think that there's enough that that's something we're going to look at. So also, when you see me, stop and introduce yourself, and let me know what kind of deals you're doing, what are you looking for? Because also, if you're in a specific area, like you just closed an apartment in Fayetteville, or you're doing property in a few ways, as we start to see synergies, we can open it up to the tree and root that says, hey, let's do something around that. So special projects, Crystal Slater, and I'm super excited that we're part.
all righty, and we now as our next board member, I'd like to introduce you is our Miss what? Louder? Oh, sorry. Everyone uses the microphone, so you can't hear. Yeah. Well, anyway, who we have now is Karen Lewis, and she is not only on the board, she's also running for a brand spanking new, if you all anybody's heard of it, our Wilmington subgroup. We have just established a subgroup in Wilmington down on the coast. So if anybody's interested in doing investing down there, you might want to continue a run down there every second Wednesday of the month is her subgroup night, and that's what they meet. And if you're interested in international.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you to all of our division sponsors. We've had just some wonderful success. We have 3 of the divisions here tonight. If you look, just raise your hand or stand up and I call your name and you can sit right back down. Patrick Story and his team with NC Mortgage. Patrick, where are you? They're back there. Actually, Patrick, they're welcome to me. I have the next pilot together, the place where we meet everyone's Patrick family. Timeless Solutions, right there, right there. Thank you. And EIP marketing, printing, anything else you may need, better right there. Actually, going to with me also, obviously, this is a great market for them. We've had several that we all people saying, the Western, Longhorn, the Wendy. If you know of anyone, anything that might be a sponsor for us, think about anything and everything you do on a daily basis, from getting your haircut to, I don't even thought about going after printers, but as I was talking, she's helping me with other stuff, and she's like, hey, this is a great thing for us too. So anything and everything you do on your daily walk, you get tires, you got cars. We all have cars, trucks, SUVs. So anything you can think of, I have 2 vendor coordinators, and I think James here. Yeah, James is one of them. So if you have someone and you can't find me, find James and give him their names. It certainly does, for $150 a year, we certainly can operate without our sponsors. So thank you to our sponsors. If you want to come to us, please do so.
All right, thank you, Sharon. And I'd also like to, here it is, as our, Chuck Burns is our president emeritus. So he's just, helping out, but he's been in the churches a long time, he knows, all, now.
Good evening, everybody. How do you like President Wood?
Woo!
No, Savior. This is a great place today. I'm Chuck Burns. I will beg to differ with Crystal. I got this job here. I've been on 3 or 10 years, been president of 7, and now I am president emeritus, which means I am pretty retired. And I get to watch everybody else do all the work. But it's great to see all of you. There's a lot of new faces, there's a lot of old faces we haven't seen for well over a year. We're glad you're here tonight, and we hope to see you at more and more of our in-person meetings.
Thanks, Chuck. We're happy to be here. And also have with us, Sandy. Sandy's here. She is Sandy's our current board secretary. She gets the most serving. I used to be now Sandy gets to, but she has to listen to all of us at our board meetings, and she's learning all now. Thanks for being here, Sandy, and helping out this evening with your stuff. We're not working board. And then I would like to introduce to you our publicity backbone of the entire organization. Is Jack Richards, those lovely good emails that you get from us every week, reminding you to sign up for meetings. That's this one.
Family, I know you do.
Yeah, exactly. Jackie is in charge of our publicity initiative and going on about it. And I'll let you people all right. But thanks, everybody, for being here. So good to see your faces. Thank you, Leslie. Isn't Leslie awesome? All right, guys, welcome back. Maybe as Chuck pointed out, we went out after our Crestwood Country Club, and it is fantastic to be back. I'm going to go through some announcements. I do want to just feel for it's been a long time since we've been in a room this big. How many people, just from a show of hands, joined
only on Zoom. Okay, I'm old. Okay, so we got about, I'm gonna tell you the Zoom. Okay, so, and I want to welcome you to live networking. So everybody else, show of hands of people that joined us and done live meetings, but you didn't come to Zoom because you didn't want Zoom. So you all did live meetings. I see my husband's hand is up. And the rest are people that have been very familiar with in-person networking, switched over to Zoom, and I hope to show back and glad to be able to come back in person. We have changed things. If it's not go right back exactly how they were, that's by design. I'm looking. Normally I drink wine regularly, there's no wine, and I drink coffee, so I won't. I get a little lighter because of the caffeine. But the disclaimer, show of hands, everybody read it?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And that's, investment is risky. We have 8 subgroup meetings a month. We always had subgroup meetings, but we changed it up a little bit. Now, we changed it quite a bit in the last year. One of them is because we changed our structure. So we're now able to promote things that we were able to promote, we're able to create and really take control of changes to your family. We'll notice some differences in subgroup meetings. On Monday, the 4th Monday of the month, so that is coming up on the 28th, formerly was Trio West, we now have a mega marketing subgroup meeting. The mega marketing subgroup meeting is going to be led by one of our new members, Allie Barnett, that has a background in marketing. If you come to Trio West, come prepared to learn. So bring your laptop, we don't have a laptop, and paper and pen, because this wasn't marketing. Allie's going to teach you how to market. So she's going to show you how to actually do things. I believe in the very first meeting that we got, she's going to show you how to come up with your own unique marketing plan. So don't miss it. Networking on Tuesdays will still be Zoom. So networking is allowing you to network with people remotely. I will say, when I was at the Trio West meeting, the month before last, the first one was at 5. After we were finished with the meeting and we were networking, a gentleman came over to me and gave me his card, and he lives in California, but he was at Trio West. So I said, "What do you do?" And he said, "Yeah, it's a city time for me." But he learned that it was a Trio meeting and he wanted to come, and I said, "How did you know about Trio?" He's like, "Oh, Jack, don't you know? Didn't you see me on Zoom?" I joined on Zoom. I said, "But you live in California." He said, I thought Brian was here in Fayetteville, and he had to be now. So the networking we have on Tuesday evenings gives you access to people all over the place. Don't miss it. New investments is Wednesday, Facebook is Thursday, South is still in the clusters. Wednesdays, we do know that on Wednesdays we have our open meeting. As we said earlier, we have crashed out, we're now coastal. Wilmington is only 2 hours away. If you're interested in investing in coastal markets, try to Wilmington and say hi to Aaron. Thursday is one and Friday is an experience. So we still have a subgroup meeting. We also have special meetings. We've got our main meeting, which is 9 main meetings, remain somewhat similar to what happened in the past. We'll bring in, Betsy Carnation, we'll bring in topics that are very popular. And we'll bring in local speakers that talk about local market. We also have 360, I'll talk about that in a minute. We have grad meetings, I'll talk about that in a minute. And we also have Saturday sessions. In Saturday session, it could be a hodgepodge of topics. We just had Ian last Saturday. We had Caroline Hawk that just did a session. So these would be grad meetings. 360.
I don't have a secret, I don't know. The purpose of 360 is to introduce you to topics that are a little bit unique, that are a little bit different. We've done self-storage, we did overages, we did house packing. The next 360 is storage containers. It's a little bit of a different niche, but it's very, very cool. So 360 is our opportunity to introduce those concepts to you. It'll be through Zoom. The membership program, something else that's brand new this year that we're bringing to you because we're ready to change. We want to introduce new programs. You already know from my family, I will tell you that Ryan was one of the first people that I met when I started my own personal business. And he's just, he knows everything. So if he doesn't know it, he'll tell you where I am. You're a very handsome one. Tina Brain Trust, this is another program we put in place specifically to address a need of being able to pair our most experienced members with programs that are going to be right in their area, so within their area of expertise. So we asked our experienced members to use Calusa. There was not a good place for them to share after you gain a certain level of experience. So now we're asking our experienced members, what would you like to do? What would you like to be able to teach or to share? And if you've got an idea or a program that you think would benefit the group, put together a proposal, send it into the board, and we'll roll it out. Maloney just did it last month with our Airbnb program. Tree Brain Trust. If you're experienced and interested, welcome, Roman. Woo! Love you guys. Information on the members, there's the email address, Larry. Membership information is on the screen. We'll go over that later for those who are interested. Please volunteer with me, or if you're interested in volunteering, let us know. We can always use your help. Right. This is a new program. This is another new program that we introduced this year. There's two types of prep. Prep virtual and prep in person. Prep virtual, which is Zoom. If you're wondering what is that different from a regular subgroup meeting, it is the intent of the prep meeting is to teach you how to do something. So we are going to take you step by step through how to get whatever that task is done. The next practice, I believe, is tomorrow. So Lionel is going to show you guys how to create a scope of work. I'm going to start out with what is a scope of work. Scope of work is very important when you rehab a house to be able to bring it in on budget, on time, and understand all the different tasks that need to be done. How many people here don't really know how to do a scope of work, so they've never done it? Everybody knows how to do a scope of work? No, okay.
We know.
The in-person class is in person with an instructor, with a teacher, going through an entire program. Right now, we have the prep wholesale. And we have the wholesale students in the room. These students have come together collectively with an instructor, are going to find a house, put it under contract, assign it, and effectively wholesale it. Once you've done that, you think you'll be able to do it on your own? I hope so, because you would have gone through it from beginning to end. We have another class that is starting, and that's strategy property. So that is our hands-on, let's rehab a property class. That price tag is $5,000. Sounds like a lot of money. From somebody that believes heavily in education and a lot of money in education, it's pretty good, cheap to be able to find the house, put it under contract, develop the scope of work, interview and hire the contractors to rehab that house, and sell it. Takes you through the entire process, and it's not really scary because you're doing it in a flat setting, but it is real, and it's hands-on. So that's our prep series. I think that's everything I just said in a nutshell, except for if you're interested, send it to Tree Projects. Yeah. Any questions on anything, send it to Tree Projects. Crystal has the best job. She'll answer it. And this is the time, I'm going to get some sleep. I can't keep. So when we get ready to our panel tonight, if you have any questions, that's what you have to do. I think that's it. I'm going to bring it back to Russell. Guys, it's so good to be back. So welcome. Enjoy. Learn a little something. Yeah, I'm here with you live. Woo!
So I wanted to say, Karen just asked me to say, she's about to recognize one of our vendors, Ponce Foodie.
Oh, yeah.
Our vendor, welcome Ponce, give him a hand.
Ponce.
Tonight, there's something new, and we haven't done a very good job at it because they can't hear us. Sorry, guys, but we did have like 40 people sign up for the live stream. We'll get better next time. We bought some fancy equipment, but we don't really know how to use it, but we're trying. So we'll get there. But welcome to our Zoomers, if you can hear me. Okay.
I told them that you're thinking of them.
Yeah, I'm thinking of you, just Christmas translating for me. If anyone is interested in rehabbing a house and you want to do it safely with the instructor in class, sign up for the prep rehab that Jack talked about. You can't go wrong. If the whole project loses money, you're safe. We had a list of interested people who gave them first dibs. They have now signed up, so it's open to everyone. So if you're interested, do sign up like that. Normally, at many meetings, I used to do, I wasn't president, so my little thing was doing a legal minute. And anyone can ask a legal question, as long as you don't mind sharing the answer with 200 of your closest friends. And you can email that to Kathy@tria.com, and I'll answer it in May meetings. Obviously, we don't have one tonight because we have a meeting and no one said one. So we'll start at July if we get anything. And so what we're going to do now is a portion of our meeting that is for members only. So let me see if you're a guest here tonight. By the way, thanks for being here for your guest. If you have on a blue name tag, your guest, stand up, please. Everyone stand up. Don't be shy. You gotta stand up. First of all, welcome. Don't try to hide your name tag. Stand up. Okay. Chuck has some special information for you guys. This part of the meeting is for members only, and you won't be gone long. You can leave your stuff here. You will be back soon. And when we come back, we'll be networking, and then when that networking ends, we'll go right into our program. So you're not going to miss anything. But if you will follow Chuck or there's ways to stand. Follow him.
We're going way to the back, taking the back.
Okay, so this brings us to our who's got what portion of the meeting, which is members only. So if you have something you are looking for, that you need, if you'll queue up over here, we'll give you 30 seconds or less to tell us what you need, or if you have something to offer. So wait, what's your deal?
I have citizenship.
So you're a member? Okay, so you did it as a joke. Now we learned the lesson here tonight, right? Follow the rules. Okay, so you're a member. I'm sorry for catching you up. Okay. All right. Anyone who has something to offer, a property sell, anything you want to offer this membership, line up, or something you need. I'm going to start recording this. Chuck had the thing where he asked me to click on that he, I think he said he's got, he needs 3 strong men, or in a forklift, or he said something about installing a generator. Anyway, if you want to do some later, let me just say that. Talk to Chuck. So, or are we? Okay, does AJ, are you on the line? So what we do here, there's a couple rules. You cannot ask for money because we're all looking for money. And you can only do, are you asking for money? Okay. And you can only do one, you know, if you have 5 houses or so, only one. So you have 30 seconds. This is Randy, and also don't forget to give your contact information.
All right, so my name is Randy, out of Fayetteville, Florida, first investment group, and I have a joint venture opportunity for individuals looking for equity and a self-storage unit in Littleton. So it'll give you, my name is Randy, my phone number is 910-308-8376. I can give you the details, so you can give me a call if you're interested. We're looking, 7 to 15% equity, we have 40% equity to give away. So, all right, once the deal is said and done, the capacity is 200 units at roughly $10,000 a month. We're at a 7% cap rate, we're looking at about $1.7 million storage unit when it's all said and done. And you get, if you stay in the long haul, you get 15% of that. Thank you.
Thank you. One of our Joker is up next.
The Joker.
Actually, I have a need too. I'm looking for a surveyor who can come before sooner than a month or something. So if anyone knows any surveyors, it's in Lee County, I'm looking for one, please let me know, thanks.
So I'm looking for 2 things too. I work for Western Acquisitions, and I see about 20 off-market deals a month in the Triangle, Fayetteville, Henderson area. So if we have any cash buyers out there, please let me know. My number is 224-678-1842. I'm also looking for a GC, so if there's any out there, please let me know. Thanks.
What's your name?
My name is Jay Wasik.
Oh.
JAKE, 2 name tags, both pronoun, and then Wasik, WASIK.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else need anything, want anything, got anything you want to say? Okay, so this, now normally we have like about 15 minutes of networking. Since, again, we're just getting started, everyone's a little rusty. I should quit moving so much.
It's okay.
Sorry, Zoomers. So we'll probably have a little longer because we'll network until Chuck comes back with his group, and then we will go right into the panel. So there's floor signs around the room. If you have an interest in these areas, if you are a hard money lender, or if you're looking for hard money, you go right here at the front. Back there is, I think, landlords. Over here, there's rehabbers, and back there are wholesalers. So sort of, those are the interest areas. Feel free to congregate and meet and greet and get to know your neighbor and shake hands and meet your new forever financial friend and make some deals.
Look at stuff. Okay. Okay.
I know, it's always.
For the people on the live stream, can you hear me when I'm talking?
Yes.
I need a tear down.
Job, I stuck around. I'm sorry. First of all, I thought it would be super easy. Do you have expertise in this?
Well, I wouldn't call it expertise, but I know it should be better. That's all. going to hear questions. That could be the thing.
They're really not, there's not, well, I'll be asking the questions on the mic, so maybe I'll try to come down close here too.
You can always have them repeat the question because we're assuming that this microphone is picking up that person, so they can always repeat the question before they answer. That's always a what do they call
Says
it?
I can hear you great now, but that's probably because we're just talking right
What if I
close.
get down here?
Yeah, hold on one second. You're gonna use the microphone or? But it's hard to tell because there's too much background noise. Say test, test. They can't. No, they can't hear you. How about that? Say it again. It's hard to tell with the background noise. We'll see when it gets quiet. That's true. We can do
It's just
that.
another
Yeah.
thought. Like even one of these, actually, does this camera, one of these cameras?
It goes up and down, so it's pretty adjustable. You're gonna have, I can't see any of the chairs, so you'd have to adjust. It's got little arrows to push. Okay, wait, go back. All right, now zoom it out, back. Okay, perfect. I can see them all. Yeah, I don't know. Not now, let's see. I can see 1, 2. I cannot see that one. Yeah, I can see them all now. Yeah. The question is the audio.
And so the next thing, what we could do, I'll give you my information, and we can figure out how to get audio directly into the computer, so it's not picking up on this mic because it's kind of a.
Yeah, it's hard to hear. All right, now the next thing is.
It's running through the speaker. And then I'll just, like I said, I'll send you my contact. I'll give you my contact, and then you can just call me.
Are you an IT guru?
I'm not a guru, but I know enough.
He knows a hell of a lot more than we do.
I know enough.
If you can plug a computer in, you got me beat. I'm bad.
I think I can make this better. That's all.
I mean, it's a great, I like the tool.
Yeah.
But
Are you looking for a
All right, we'll see. It'll be better than it was, yes. And
well, with the microphone and being right there, I would assume you could pick some up
The thing is, it won't pick up, it'll pick up the projector. Their voice has to project.
to that.
Because the speakers for that.
visual's good.
Yeah, for first time, that's pretty darn good. All right. Now, you Now, are you a member of Trans? So you get all the notifications. We've got a great time. And this will only be our fourth meeting. And we're really trying to put together that
And I know people down in that area because I grew up there. But I've been really focused here since I was a kid.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, we have this one guy who comes with a gallon every month. You know, so as far as justice, you know, so we get a good practice.
I'll definitely.
But see, you can see all 4 seats, so you shouldn't have to move it at all.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'll stand behind him, or just I don't need to be on camera. I'll just try to come near. Maybe I'll stand over here, and then I'll talk loud. I'll just stick a chair here or something.
Okay.
I don't need to be seen. I just need to be heard.
Okay.
Well, they can't. I mean, she's been talking to them, but you can hear it when it's close, but not when it's far. So the other guy is walking along his bus, and he said there might be ways to catch into their system correctly. So it would be better next time. But we just told them we were doing the best we can, and that hopefully will be better for the panel. Because when you're close, they can seem to hear us. Yeah. When you're right there, they can hear you. So that's what we moved it. Yeah. You can see it here. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm just thinking of what they're seeing. There we go. That's what they're seeing. Yeah. Alrighty. We're doing the best we can. Well, I know. We do. Dude, when I was up there talking, I watched Joshua Jensen take years for me to set it just so you Leslie, are you looking for that guy? Are you looking? Oh, like sweat kind of stuff.
No, we stayed anyway. We did find the station. We shouted out a couple of things. So they can hear me. Really? No, what you like? It's all lit, so you can hear me. Yeah. It's all wrong, you hear it. Yeah, no, this is son and his wife.
The House decided that was him. So he was trying, I'm thinking he's still working on it because he said they were trying to get that guy to have practice deal. So I drove by yesterday, and that house now is empty. The grass is like this tall. So the House decided it's empty. So I'm thinking that that's going to probably be a package. So, and that's what he told me they were trying to work. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Hey, how you doing?
Okay, we're going to get started.
Second.
Where do you want it? Right here? Yeah, so I can be close to the.
Send it to me again because it may have got like.
Okay, we're about to get started. Panel.
Send me a text. I know it.
It's going to be awesome. The topic of this
Yeah, so
panel is resiliency program. And it is, I lost everything today, and I just turned over what would I do?
So it depends on how the internal design, like this rehab there,
Okay.
yeah, so that.
Just to fill in your table, we have some scheduled voting. We're gonna call our panelists up one at a time. I'm gonna go ahead and start with Lionel Finley because he's here close. Lionel, come on up. I'm just gonna tell you a little about each panelist. Lionel Finley is originally from Silver Spring, Maryland. He served 20 years in the Army as a helicopter man. Then he transitioned into real estate part-time, also in the military, and then he retired, got a corporate level position in United Technologies, up there, worked for the federal government, so he's done it all. Now he's a general contractor, and then you first talking about him to know that he knows everything. He's also a general contractor, but I just said that. Okay, this is a blue tour. Wow. It's a millionaire panel, so everybody's going blue. Our next panelist.
Like the NFL, the turnover change, right?
Our next panelist is Chris Papadopoulos. Chris, come on up. Chris is addicted to buying houses. He's done over 150 transactions in 2020. He owns over 155 rental stores. He believes Raleigh is one of the best growth areas in the nation. Thank you for being here, Chris. He's in the spirit. Okay, next we have Debbie Medina, or Medina. Debbie started real estate investing in 1999. She sold and bought over 100 houses in her first year in business. My God, that's great. She was able to learn and become an expert in foreclosure, deed in lieu, REO properties. When the crash happened in 2008, she had to diversify and start shipping in. That's the topic of the panel, so that's good to know. She opened a restaurant business, and that lasted for 3 years, and she decided investors here and in other states. I don't know, she must be out of the room, maybe she's going to the restroom. That's fine, she'll be back soon. Oh, there she is. Oh, there you go. All right, hey. You love it. You love it. Okay. Okay, and then we have Dan Leo, Dan owner of Dan Life Houses. He started investing, he started investing in real estate in 2015. He became a full-time investor in 2019. He's flipped over 100 houses, he's wholesaled dozens more. He owns a rental portfolio of 30 single-family homes, plus an Airbnb, all of which he manages. He was a recipient of the Triangle Business Journal 40 Under 40 Award in 2016 and Millennium on the Move. So welcome, Dan. Okay, now, we have an icebreaker question. And the icebreaker question is this. This is just to get things moving, okay? The icebreaker question is, if real estate investing, the future of real estate investing was a fruit, what would the fruit be? And I gave them my answer as a pineapple. Because why? Because a pineapple, to get to the juicy, sweet middle, you have to cut through the tough exterior and core, but once you do it, it's worth it. So that's a pineapple. Okay, so we're gonna start with Lionel. What's your fruit? Oh, there's a microphone. Y'all, you just pass that around, make sure it's on. Hopefully our viewers are hearing better now. Okay, there you go. Call it out.
There we go. Can you hear me? All right, cool. So, I would be, I guess, a mango. I love it. I eat almost every day. But it would probably be an unripe mango because I started investing in this market in 2012. And so I've seen what this market has done from 2012 to 2021. And this market is very sweet, right? So when the mango becomes sweet,
look, I just have to like a mango and a green mango. So it's like green mango.
Mango becomes very sweet. It's like the market is right now. I mean, this market is crazy, as most of you probably know. So like now, I probably wouldn't like 10 flips a year, but it's more quality just because of the return right now. But that's where I'm at. And if you, I've said it on a lot of foods that you have like the HBA of Wake County that's predicted in 2022 that it's still going to be a year. It's probably going to be even further than that. So that's.
All right, pass it down to Dan. Dan, what was your fruit and why?
All right. So, can you hear me?
I'm
going to be a pomegranate. So first off, that's one of my oldest child who loves pomegranates. But the reason is, if you look at it from the outside, it's sort of unassuming, it looks like any other fruit. But if you cut into it, it's got a whole other world inside there, just like the real estate market, right? So once you dig into it, there's all this different world to find. But then you get in there and you really have to work at it. It's not super easy. You just bite into it. Oh, man, you got to pull all those seeds out of there and figure out what's in there. So like real estate market, you really got to dive into it and do some work to make it work for you. And finally, pomegranate, you can eat it many different ways. You can put it in yogurt, you can put it on your salad, you can do topping on any sort of food. So a lot of different ways to finish off a pomegranate, just like many different ways to figure out what to do with properties on the real estate market. So that's
awesome. Debbie, what's your fruit you want? I'm guessing. Luckily, I got the right mango. I agree. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, last but not least, Chris.
I didn't know this was until yesterday, but I'm an Egyptian walking onion. Did you happen to find that?
Okay, that's a vegetable, not a fruit.
A vegetable, excuse me?
Okay, look, I got plums, I got bananas, I got avocados, I got peaches, I got oranges. I'm gonna give you an apple. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a fun fact for you to explain. I don't know if this is true, but I heard it. 80% of your taste is in your smell. So if you were blindfolded and could not smell, you could bite into an apple and an onion and you wouldn't know the difference. So You can do a tackle today. Okay, now explain. Okay, now you know the difference between fruit and vegetable. Go ahead and tell us about your fruit.
I just Googled what is something that you grow and plant once, and it comes back every single year, a perennial. That was the funniest name one I found. It was Gypsy Walking Onion. So I just figured real estate's like that. You do things once and you pay every year, and it keeps coming back and keeps getting. To get the annual giving.
All right, thank you, everybody. That's all the exercise. Now we'll started, and we're going to give each panel member a chance to answer the question. If you all have questions for them, go ahead and text it, and then I'll ask, but we're going to first let them each have a chance to speak, as long as they like on the question, which is, if I lost it all today and had to start over, what would I do? This is a topic near and dear to me, because in 08, that actually happened to me. I got 3 divorces in 08, not only 08, June of 08. My real husband, my actual married husband left, and I had a partner in real estate who was kind of a young, charming guy. I'd buy the houses, get the money, give him the rehab, he'd go fix it up and rent him out. Some little college girls loved him. Unfortunately, one of them loved him too much, and he started cheating on his wife, and he disappeared with money on 3 of my houses. And my law partner, and there was a lot of cheating going on at that time. My law partner found out his wife for 20 years was cheating on him, and he had some kind of mental breakdown and stole $50,000 and left. So, June of 08, that was my year, and I did lose everything, and I came back, so I'm super interested in hearing what our panel has to say about how they did that. Do you all have any care how you want to do this order? You want to start with Dan and go down the line, or do you care? You want to start with Lionel? Okay, he's got the mic. We're going to start with Brian. Go right ahead, sir.
All right, so I don't know if I can top Kathy, but
I'm still alive. I can't be good to tell you.
I have a similar situation. I had a business partner. I had all the cheating stuff going on, but I had a business partner. Well, I'd say maybe it was cheating because he cheated out a bunch of money. But so I had a business partner. I don't say his name because I know some folks in this room know who the gentleman is. But I stepped away and I started doing like some coaching and traveling for like another company, and also he's supposed to be running my business while I was gone because we had a partnership. And I just assumed that things would happen, so I would be gone for 3 or 4 days. I'd come back, say, hey, we happened with this. Oh, yeah, well, we did this, we did that. Of course, it didn't happen. Nonetheless, of course, he's reaping benefits of splits and all this stuff on properties. Long story short, we continue to do business together, and it's going to find out, of course, he wasn't doing a lot of things. So before I go on, so if you're new, please write this book down. It's called Traction. By Gino Whitman. So if you're in a partnership or if you plan on doing a partnership, please read this book because it's going to tell you who needs to do what and like different seats and talks about having different rocks and all that stuff. But read that book because it's really going to help define your business. That book was the main reason why I fired him in my business. But I took a nosedive in revenue in my business. I didn't get hurt that bad, but I was able to come back out of it and just continue to build my business. But I say that just to say, know who you're, I almost use that. Well, know who you get your business with, because I want to say dead, but I go back.
Go ahead.
Or whatever, but know who you get your business with, because it can really hurt you on the long run. Like it did me, I was able to catch it mid-stride, but I will tell you this, like my wife constantly like hit me on the back of the head and told me what I need to do with that business partner. But it took me probably like an extra year to do it. So I had to hear about that, for a long time. And I still hear about it to this day. And I tell the story, but I would just tell you that, of course, if you have, someone like that, you better have, but you need to listen to yourself as the main thing, because I knew what I should have been doing, but I didn't do it, right? So just listen to yourself, educate yourself. And like I said, that book is a wealth of knowledge, to reinvent myself, but I did what I pretty much got rid of him. The company that I was doing work for, I left that company, and then I just came back into my business. I started refocusing what I needed to do and what I wanted to do in my business. I revamped my business model. You heard me say I don't like to do, I'm probably the opposite of Chris. He'll tell you he likes to do a bunch, and for me, I just only like to do 10, maybe 20, because I like to just find those flips that I can tear down and just build brand new, right? So I'm waiting on right now in Holly Springs, where I'm gonna tear it down and just put up this townhouse. like that's a 250K deal, right? So that's what I wait on. I like to do stuff like that. So I just read, you know, like I said, my motto as far as what I want is more less flip, but more like the higher end type quality. So that's like what I do now. And of course, wholesaling, but it's more like high quality or high end type. So like my average wholesale is probably like 70K or more for my wholesale. So that's just where I'm at now. So, and I'm pretty sure they'll say the opposite. But that's still 100 something. That's good.
That's a nice wholesale. So yeah, I mean, I think going back to it, like starting over, looking and staying focused, because I think with real estate, there's a lot of shiny squirrels that are so many different directions, and it's like picking which squirrel you're gonna ride with and take a ride with. It's like, you know, like there's people that are flipping while wholesaling, while doing new construction, while they have a general contractor's license for people, and like I feel like, at least for me personally, it's hard to do many of those and then streamline at once. So I personally think flipping. He's really good at that though. He's only really good to do that, and he's really good at it. But maybe just thinking one and going down that road, like I have on the construction law, I set up for a year and a half. And then selling to someone who's not, I just do construction not for me, but like I can flip a house and stay in that niche and then go where it's. So I think going back to it's like picking that one thing, and then whatever thing also pick your personality type. Like for example, there's a lot of wholesale they love and they're great with people and they enjoy it. Some people don't like people. Like they don't like they'd rather deal with contractors. It's like what fits your personality type and taking that and going that direction and just staying doing one thing at a time and not the whole that looking really distracting with real estate. Or do this and that, just picking one thing and doing really well. Last year we got 150 150s. Probably 20 servers on this. And then about 100 journals, we just got 100 downtown Raleigh. We're like doing everything. 24-minute, 35 minutes, stuff like that. So kind of things are transitioning from single family to multi-family. It's been actual progress. But you know, it's just having a warehouse space under contract, just a bunch of different things like that. So in that progression. Yeah.
So I can't tell
Where's that fun?
Anybody knows Tuesday, you know,
We're just having fun.
So as Kathy said earlier, I've been in this business since 1999. So I feel Kathy's story because I was in the 2008, 2009 crash. And what I would say, you all as new investors, you know, don't get scared. There's a way to get up and keep starting again. You just want to make sure you don't make those rookie mistakes. And I didn't have an individual. I didn't have anyone to help me. And she said, I sold 100 houses and I bought 100 houses. I rehabbed houses in my first year of business. I mean, it was just really good to me. But what I would say to you as a new person, especially when I'm talking to new people, because you know, you don't have anybody to help you. You know, a lot of the courses is nice to read, and you don't have a faith-based relationship with anyone, with yourself. It's hard. It's a hard start. So when that 2008 crisis happened, you know, we had all our ducks in one spot. And I say that because we were doing real estate, we did mortgages, and we did financial services. We were licensed in 50 states, and we had agents. We had over 15 agents working for us. But we worked under a company. We didn't work for ourselves. So when the 2008 crash happened, we were like, why are these loans not being approved? What's going on? You know, we started seeing the trickle effect. And then the company said, no, we're good, everything's fine, don't worry about it, you'll still have your stocks, you know, everybody's good. And then December 2009, they shut the doors. Well, guess what happened to our stocks? They went away, we had no more money, we had no other operations to work from, so we didn't get the checks coming in weekly. So, you know, we had to say, well, what can we do to survive this? We had to sell off all our properties. We had to sell everything in our house. You know, we had to say, okay, we got to start from scratch. So what can we do new? So we said, well, why don't we get in the restaurant business? If anybody knows about the restaurant business, that is the hardest thing you can do. You know, a lot of people say, I want to get in the restaurant business. If you're not an owner of a restaurant business, you don't understand. We were there 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and we took on a restaurant that was in a hotel that was over 10,000 square foot. And we were open midnight, 2 a.m., 4 a.m., and we had 2 small kids. So it took all of our money, it drained us financially, and it drained us mentally. And we said we had to make a change, so we moved to North Carolina. And we had to start over. So that was her question. You know, if you lost it all, how can you know, how would you be able to start over? Well, being an entrepreneur, generally, I knew, you know, we had to do something. We had no money coming in. So I went and got a job. I said, what is that? I didn't even know what that looks like. And I went to work for the federal government in DC. My family was living here. And I traveled for the 5 years, back and forth from DC to North Carolina every weekend. And I said, no, I can't do this. I gotta get back in real estate. This is what I know. This is what I know best. This is what we enjoy doing. And we stuck out there on faith, and we joined a franchise business, and we, you know, worked with the model, and the model was good at the time, but as the market changes, you know, that model changed. So you have to change your business according to the market. And the last year has been one of the best years we've had because we changed our model based on the market. And now, you know, we're working with partners in Minneapolis and New York and DC, in different places. I do a lot of JVing with people, and we have a lot of business partners, and that's worked well for us. I know a lot of people don't like working with people, but you know, they do have to have skin in the game. I work with them even if they're newbies, but they do have to have skin in the game. I believe that. I believe you work with someone, they have to have skin in the game. They have to have as much risk as you have in the business. But one thing I will say is that, you know, just hang in there. If you haven't done your first deal, come talk to Chris. He'll help you with your first deal. But I appreciate the time. I'm honored to be on this panel today. But hey, I made millions of dollars, millions. And I was a girl from the Bronx. And I didn't know what to do with that money. And we spent it all. So I said this time we were not going to do the same thing I did then, because I learned. Like I said, I didn't have a mentor. So I learned not to do that. So those $1 million are staying in my pocket now. So thank you, Kathy, and the Trio organization. I appreciate you all today.
So my story is a little different, and I haven't fortunately lost it all yet, but I had to start making it from nothing. I started my business, you know, on my couch without 2 nickels to rub together as far as spending on real estate. I had a W-2 job that I knew I didn't want to be at forever. So like many in the room probably, I was looking to put a plan together. So to answer the question of if I lost everything tomorrow, what would I do to get back on top? I made a couple notes because I'm a little rusty with public speaking. It's been a while. I was just happy I could find my slacks in the closet after the last year. So I've been in gym shorts for a year. But so I'm going to quickly run through these, my top 10 list that I'm going to give you in 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to go through it real fast. But if I lost everything and had to start again and get back on top, first thing is I would reset my mindset or set my mindset. Yogi Berra, a great baseball player, said that baseball is 90% mental, the other half is physical. And what he meant is the mental aspect is everything. If you get your head right, the rest of things you can do a lot more than you think. And as an entrepreneur and as someone invested in real estate, you have to understand going in that you're going to have challenges. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to face problems. So you have to plan to overcome those barriers and don't take no for an answer. So if you're starting with nothing, that's what you need to do first. You've got to assess your value. You have to know, what you're bringing to the table. People have time, or they have money, or they have skills, but they rarely have all three. And if you have no money, you better understand that you need to bring time and some skills and some value to the table and to help other people. The third thing is networking. First thing I ever did when I started in real estate was to join TRIA. It was the best thing I ever did. Met a lot of you in this room and done a lot of deals with folks in this room. But you've got to network. Real estate investing can be lonely, but it is a team sport. And if you want to get ahead, you've got to find other people and create value for them. It leads to opportunities for you and for them. And that's how you're going to make it happen. You've got to build relationships. The fourth thing is you've got to build leverage. And by that I mean funding, and by that I mean money. And you've got to figure out how to use other people's money. There's people out there that want to get their money active and want to invest. And so to really scale a real estate business, you've got to find deals, but to close on those deals, you've got to have funding lined up. You can't line it up the day you're sitting at a closing table. You've always got to be working at that. So it goes hand in hand with networking. This was hit on a little bit earlier. You got to pick a lane. So my fifth thing is pick a lane, and you can't be everything to anyone. Chris said this a couple times, and I really agree with it. Social media, everything else, there's so many flashy objects that are pulling, Do you want to be part of a fund? Do you want to do self-storage? Do you want to do multifamily, single family? Those can all be great, but you can't be everything to everyone. So pick a lane and decide to be an expert in that lane. So if I were starting again, I would jump right into wholesaling. But I wouldn't tell everybody that I was the best wholesaler in the Southeast or even the best wholesaler in the state of North Carolina. I would say I'm the best wholesaler in Fayetteville or in Garner. Pick a small area and be the best at it. So if someone says, if Chris is saying, I need to know who's going to have the best deal and know their market, know their numbers, I'm going to call Dan because Dan's the expert wholesaler in X market. Really know your lane and be a niche. Number 6, you've got to be brave. You have to be brave. You've got to take calculated risks. I would say that there's no way around risk. You don't have to be Evel Knievel, but you have to be afraid, or you have to be brave enough to move forward. That's one thing I've seen over my 6.5 years in this business. I've met a lot of people at TRIA events that are really smart people, but faded out of the business just because they were afraid to sign that contract or write that check. And so if you're gonna get back on top or get to the top, you have to be brave and not afraid to take the risk. What's the worst thing that happens? But go up and down over time, right? You can make more money, but if you don't take a risk in the first place, you're never going to know. Patience and persistence. You've got to be patient. You've got to be persistent. Every day you have to make a step forward. I have a thing that I like to do that is called best investor day ever. And it's a checklist. And if I do all the things on that checklist, I go to bed at night knowing I had a good investor day. So that might be scouring online for deals. It might be posting that I'm looking for deals, networking with people, talking to lenders. But if you're persistent in doing all those things every day, you're going to take steps forward. And that's going to take you from nowhere to moving up. The next thing, number 8, I'm getting there, guys. I appreciate your patience. But the next thing is, while you want to be patient and persistent, you also have to have a need for speed. You've got to, if you're going to try to scale, you're going to try to grow a business and go from 0 to $1 million in X period of time. You got to work like your hair's on fire. When I had a W-2 job, I never really understood that. When I quit my W-2 job, fortunately, I didn't cold turkey it. I knew what I was going to do, but it's still kind of weird to lose that paycheck. And I know that first Friday when you don't get your paycheck, you're like, ooh, okay. And so that was the first time I was like, all right, I got bills to pay. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get this done. And so you've got to focus on how to build the thing quickly. Flipping is sexy. HGTV tells you that every day. Flipping looks great, but it's probably not, to be honest, if you're starting from scratch, the quickest and best way to make money. Wholesaling, burn. Possibly partner on flips with people, trade leads for equity. Those are all ways that you can diversify and get into this business a lot quicker. The 9th thing is delegate. As quickly as you can, delegate to scale your business. Once you get the ball rolling, you won't be able to do it all. You'll be the bottleneck in your own business, and you'll be holding yourself back. it took me 5 years to realize that. I wish I'd realized it earlier. I hired our Vice President of Business Development, Nate. Nate, put your hand up, where are you? I hired Nate last fall and it totally changed my business. Nate does all the things well that I don't do well. And that was a game changer, but if you're gonna get there, you've gotta scale. And then the last thing is celebrate. This is tough, this can be tough. When you win, celebrate it, enjoy it, you know, drink to it, get yourself a nice dinner and have fun doing it. So those are my suggestions.
Okay, we do have one question that's come in. This is for anyone, so you can all answer or take turns. On a limited budget, where would you invest for your marketing? First of all, for our new marketing subgroup, and then on a limited budget, where would you invest for your marketing?
You don't need any money to market. I buy all my houses directly from wholesalers. I don't spend a penny on marketing every year, except me going on Facebook and typing in my email address, offering people free Chick-fil-A for life. I mean, you can spend zero on marketing and still buy houses and still be in the market. I actually don't do any direct seller marketing here. I know they do a lot of direct. I've actually bought both of them, but on a limited budget, you can literally network with people here, get every single wholesaler's card, go on Facebook groups and put your email in there. Like I had a person I bought a house from last week that I put my email in there 6 months ago. He just happened to add me to his list and I bought it. Like just examples like that you can literally do it with zero money. And as far as you don't have zero money to buy the house, I remember when I first started, I went to several, I wouldn't probably recommend this, but I went to several banks in one day and got a credit line at all those banks, like 10 or 20,000 at each bank, and then got credit cards, and then I bought my first house, I pulled it off the credit lines, and then used all the credit cards. So essentially just using borrowed money to flip the first several houses until the money funneled over. So I heard people say that a lot. Like I had a friend, she went and got $70,000 in one day at like 3 banks. So I mean, there is money available, and you can use credit cards and credit lines. I mean, there's also a lot of people that have money. So I think a lot of mental blocks are like, I don't have money, but there's a lot of ways to find the money and make, you know, lenders and the rehab costs and stuff like that work. Yeah, you know, yeah.
Anyone else on marketing?
Yeah, so I would second what Chris says, then I would also add to that. You have a lot of folks that'll tell you that you cannot like get deals off the MLS because it's too expensive or what, but I will tell you, like, for myself, like, I get deals off the MLS, however, there's one caveat, like that deal I told you in Houston, this $250K deal, because I'm a licensed general contractor, and you can work with a general contractor too, but some of you heard me say I do value add, which is where I add value to the house, so if there's a house that I can get off the MLS, it has like a basement, like I did one downtown that had a basement, fully enclosed, you don't walk around those basements, homes like in North Carolina, especially downtown. But that deal, because I added conditioned space to it, off the MLS, was a $150K deal, right? And the same thing, you can find a house that has space upstairs or an attic that's not finished, same thing is to recondition that space. Or if you can find a neighborhood where you can raise the ARV on that by adding square footage to that, then also do that. So don't let people tell you can't like find deals off the MLS. You can, but it's got to be the right deal to where you can do that and take the value of, and then you can make money off that deal. So that would be my second thing that you can do without money on the limited budget.
One thing to make about marketing, if you are new and you're not sure if you're JV with somebody, like I said, I do a lot of JV deals with a lot of people. And if you can JV with those people, just to get your feet wet, that's the best way to get started. And we do wholesale. I have my son is 23 now. He started the business at 20 years old. He went to a conference in San Francisco. I made him pay a coach because he didn't want me to coach him, so I made him pay for a coach. And he was doing 3 or 4 deals a month part-time as a wholesaler, averaging $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. This is there. And he's 23 now. So, and he didn't have a marketing budget or anything. He was just cold calling, and, you know, that's what he liked to do. But, and not saying that you can do it, But just partner with somebody you want to really contribute with, I think that will get you started in the business and you can have that capital. And like Chris said, I know a lot of people that pull credit cards and money off of their, get lots of credits and things to get started in the business. So talk with your experienced people, they can tell you, like I said, don't make those rookie mistakes. So get some advice from other people as well.
And I would just add real quick, I agree with all those points. So the first deal I ever did, I started taking my dog for walks around neighborhoods. When I find for rent signs, I'd call them and ask them if they wanted to sell their house. The first deal I ever did was a for rent sign that I turned into a deal. It cost me nothing and I made 50 grand on the deal wholesaling. That was, that didn't cost me anything. But the other thing I would say, so you have to be kind of creative. Without a marketing budget, you can drive for dollars, you can walk neighborhoods. But the other thing I would say is when you all need to find something, where do you go to find it? You don't go to Yellow Pages anymore, do you? You go to the internet. It does not cost any money to post things on most places on the internet. Go to Facebook Marketplace, go to Craigslist, there's so many different groups in these different markets now. You can find, Raleigh classifieds, Raleigh things for sale here and there. Post on there. Tell everybody what you do. The more people that know what you do, the more people might funnel deals your way. And so that doesn't cost a thing. Just get the word out there. Word of mouth will take care of that for you.
Okay, this question is for Lionel. How do you, Lionel, target wholesale deals at $70,000? Do you do those deals yourself or are you working with wholesalers?
So I don't target those deals. So you heard Chris say earlier that he works with wholesalers. So I will have wholesalers that will actually come to me and ask me to find a buyer for them. And I spend $0, but I actually make money off that wholesale deal. So I don't target those deals at all. So I have people that bring deals to me. I have one gentleman specifically because he's scared to speak with sellers. He's scared to negotiate. He's scared to do everything except for find a deal. And then that's why I come and I do the rest and I make money off that. So I don't go after them at all.
It's a good guy.
Exactly.
Okay, this question is for all of you or any of you who would like to answer it. What would be your one best piece of advice for real estate investing success?
So I think it's jump. And I think it's just like get in there and do it. Like, I'll give you a great example. Like, I have a friend, it's his second house, and he's gonna do an 80K rehab. We're gonna do it together, and he's like, I'm excited. Like, I mean, the numbers work like on the bottom end, he'll maybe make like 20, 25, on the top end, he'll make like 70, 80. And it's just like, he's like, honestly, man, if I do it and I make a little bit of money, I'm happy. But as long as I can learn how to do it and go full cycle on everything and just figure it out, because I know next time I'll be ready. Like next time I'll know. Like and he'll have gone through all the steps. Like I remember the first house I did structural work on, for example, I was kind of scared. We're floating a house in the air and they're rebuilding the entire floor structure. I was like, what is going on here? But now I'm just like, oh, okay, we're just gonna float it again. Like you just get used to it, but like I was being willing to take that step and do it and actually trying those things. And not being scared. I think people just have this mental block about knowledge in real estate when really it's just like going through the steps and trying it and not letting the lack of knowledge stop you.
So whoever asked that question about the 70K deal, so I don't want you to just be fooled about that. That deal took 12 months and had 20 repairs on it. So it did just happen overnight. So that money was definitely, I don't want to say owed to me, but it was money well made because that was definitely a challenge. So I don't want you to think that it's easy, right? Because some wholesale deals are easy and some are very problematic. Even that one that I told you that I did downtown Raleigh, that took 6 months just to get there. So I don't want you to think that things are easy because they're just not necessarily going to always work out that way.
So you notice I'm not going to on the panel. So I'm saying that because this is a male-dominated business, ladies, and I say it to the ladies because you have to put your big girl panties on to be successful in this business. And don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Because if you're afraid, then you don't need to do this business. And if you're afraid to talk to people, you don't need to be in this business. You find somebody that will talk for you then. If you don't like to talk to people, if you don't like to network, if you don't like to go out there and meet people, then find somebody. I have hired a couple of people, what I call boots on the ground, people that go out and knock on doors and go talk to people. And I don't mind doing that. I've done it and I've shown, I mentor a group of people and I show them that legally I do that too. I go down the doors, I call sellers and it's like, you still doing that? Yes, just so I can be busted, just so I know that I had a deal and I made a deal happen. So don't be afraid, you gotta be tough in this business, tough skin, especially if you gotta know your market and you need to know the house from bottom to top. And I say that literally because I demo a lot of my houses and I cut them down to the bottom. And one day I walked past the house, one of my contractors, the house was a two-story house in Durham. When I came back the next day, it was a one-story house. When I came back the day after, there was no house. And I freaked out because I was like, where is my house? And literally there was two studs on the side of the house. So technically it was a rebuilt house, it wasn't a brand new house. So if you don't know that business, learn the business. Because you're gonna need to know what LBLs are, you're gonna need, like I said, all the structural stuff that you need to do. You need to know what your maintenance are, when inspectors come in, you need to know, everything about this business and you put your money in this. So don't be afraid, and I don't mean to discriminate saying women only, but I'm just saying that because this is a male-dominated business, and put your tough, your big girl payments on it and keep it moving so you can be successful.
So just to digress for a second, I'm covered in glitter. I'm gonna need someone to vouch for me to tell my wife that I legitimately happen at this meeting all night.
You can take the dollar sign off.
Meeting again, huh? Okay, so, I agree with, I think both these points are really good. You have to take action. You have to be brave. The other thing I would add is you have to be persistent. This is not, we're not doing rocket science or brain surgery. You can learn this business. You should not be intimidated by this business, but you've got to be persistent because it's not an even path from start to success. It's a journey, and there are days that'll knock you down with it. But you just have to have the mindset that you're gonna persist and push through those days, and you're going to learn from that. I mean, this is an everyday education. This is one of these businesses where you say quite often, I thought I'd seen it all, but seen that before, so you just got to be persistent. You have to have the mindset that you're going to stick to it, not let any particular day break you down, and just take the attitude that I'm gonna learn something new every day, and I'm going to welcome that opportunity, and it's going to make me better moving forward.
This next question is for Chris. How many full-time employees, buyers, transaction coordinators, rehab project managers, disposition, etc., did you have last year to flip 150 houses? I do not know who asked that question. Anybody want to mess up? It's anonymous. They're not talented.
Okay, I was joking.
Y'all can tell who you are if you want, but you don't have to. It's anonymous.
I thought that was a joke question from mine.
Are y'all paying?
No, he is. So no, I have like one full-time person that works on all the back-end stuff. I do project management, which at this point is I have the same thing. So what I'm doing is a lot different than like maybe what Lionel's doing, where it's 150K reno and you're doing a lot of finishes and things like that. So, my house, you'll know if it's my house and you see on MLS, it's got a red door, gray finishes, dark floors, they all look the same, there's nothing different. So going back to that, like, we're more just like texting the guy the addresses, and the flooring guy is going in order of each address with the same exact product every single time, and the granite guy is doing the same exact product every single time. So it's not like a huge amount of project management. Maybe at the end, I usually go to the house at the beginning and the end, and maybe once or twice a month. It's not like too crazy for house, but I think that's another thing. It's like people think they need all these employees, things like that. You can do this business pretty lean. Like really, I mean, you can have a project, you can flip houses with a project manager and a transaction coordinator and like an office assistant, and you can run a pretty lean business and still be able to scale it out. You don't need a lot of people. I mean, I have one person on payroll and the rest are just 1099 contractors. But so my model in my head is do a lot and do volume and not individuals, because I had a hard time getting the large hits. They were harder to find in the market, but I feel like you can do a lot of like, maybe for flipping 20, 30K flips. And like that might turn 30, you just turn to bigger things. I was able to find maybe 5 of those a month compared to one big hit, which there's less of those available. So, I don't know if that's your question on employees.
Seems like it. Okay, for the ladies on the panel, can you be my mentor? Okay, before she answers, did y'all hear that TRIA has a mentorship program? This man right here, Lionel Finley, runs it. He has a bunch of team of mentors just waiting to help you. She might be one of them for all you know. So yes, we can mentor you, but you can answer that however you want.
Whoever that person was can talk to me after the meeting, but like Kathy said, maybe we have some mentoring program here at the TRIA meeting. I'm a workhorse, and I say workhorse because if you're asking me to mentor you, you must work. So if you're not in the business of working, then I'm not your mentor. But it takes time and effort, you know, and the commitment that I make, you have to make that same commitment. So whoever it was in the room that asked that question, I'll be glad to talk to you. And like Kathy said, also join in on the mentor group for the TRIA folks as well.
Okay, that's all the questions we have. If any of y'all on Zoom would like to ask a question, put it in the chat. I want to give everyone a chance to give you one final tidbit of wisdom before they leave, but before we do that, a couple things. The first guy who came up here, I who's got what? I was talking about joint ventures. Where are you? Yep. Raise your hand. The first guy who was up here who's got what? And asking for joint ventures. Randy, where are you? Okay, is he gone? All right, well, we had someone who wanted to talk to you, but never mind. The guy who volunteered to help us with AV, listen, you people on Zoom, we have a volunteer who's going to help us make this better next time. Please do not leave without talking to me, or Leslie back there, or Crystal, or Karen, or Jackie. Please do not leave. We love you. Okay, so I just want to, in closing, I'm going to let everyone give you a final tidbit, but I do want to point out something I noticed that almost everyone on this panel mentioned: education, coaching, mentorship. If you want to get into being a real estate investor, you have to invest in yourself, invest in your education, whether it means you're getting a mentor, or joining a rehab class, or getting, you know, education from a speaker that you hear, or a JV or a mentor. Invest in yourself. It's very important. If you don't, you will have significantly more failures. Okay, you want to start?
I'm going to build on exactly what you were just saying. That was unintentional, but that worked well. My advice would be bet on yourself. I think that's the single biggest thing is you can do this, you can be successful in this business, but it all starts with betting on yourself and believing that you can make it happen. I think all of us, you know, we all had to learn this as we went. We learned at different paces. We have different niches, but every one of us bet on ourselves and said, look, I'm going to take my future in my hands and make it happen. And so that would be my advice: is believe in yourself. Don't sell yourself short, and make it happen.
And sprinkle pomegranate seeds on your cereal.
That's right.
Chris wants to be last.
I just don't understand.
He doesn't know what to say. He's already given you all his wisdom.
No, I mean, same thing. I don't want to say I was second what folks are saying up here, but the bottom line is that a lot of you folks have seen me on Zoom, and you've always heard me talk about the mentorship program. And this isn't a plug. This is just me telling you that, and I will tell you my story. I've spent $40,000, $50,000 on education, right? Now, I've been a part of a mastermind group where I spent $30,000 per year for a mastermind group, right? Per year. And this is like, I did this for like 5 years straight. So I'm just letting you know that real estate is not cheap. If you're doing a flip or if you're investing in yourself in education, you will need to learn from other folks, whether it's someone from up here or someone else in the audience. I literally flew out to Florida like every 6 months just to sit with my mastermind group, spend money on flights and then spend money on hotels, rental cars, and all this stuff, right? But it took my business up here because I will tell you that, and I don't want to say the more that you spend, the more that you grow, but the more that you learn from people, the more that you will grow, right? And you have to network with other people. You heard folks up here say that tonight. You have to network with other people. You have to invest in yourself. And I will tell you once again, like, I don't want to say post-COVID because we're still in COVID, but you will hear companies start to advertise their services down for real estate education. And I guarantee you, like myself and some of the other people in this room that heard, hey, for 99 bucks, come to the back of the room and then, oh, we upsell you, blah, blah, blah. But I just want to let you know that that's going to happen. And when you think what we're offering here at TRIA, what TRIA is offering is expensive, trust me, folks, you will see very quickly that it's not when the advertising starts coming back in Raleigh and everywhere else. So, like I said, I've spent over $500,000 in education, but I will tell you that I've made that back tenfold. All right, so invest in yourself, like we set up here tonight. That's just, you have to invest in yourself. Don't think that you're going to pay $200, $300, or $150 a year in a membership and that you're going to just like take off here. There's a very few of us that can do that, right? But just realize that you're going to have to get some other education. All right?
Okay, and so before we move on, because someone just asked, what is the fee to be mentored by Lionel? The fee to be mentored by Lionel or any of his team of mentors is $10,000, which is a fraction of what it's going to cost you anywhere else. And that's not just Lionel, but his team.
I wish they had that like 5 years ago when I joined TRIA, because I would have done that. Because there's coaches that charge a lot more for coaching. That is a good deal to be directly, because when you're flipping a house, you can make a $10,000 stake in 2 seconds. I mean, you really can't. You can throw 10 grand up the door.
Even with education, I do that.
Even with education, I mean, you can throw 10 grand up the door. I bought a house like a month ago, and I just didn't get an inspection on it, and the floor system was running out, and I spent 15 grand to rebuild it because I didn't want to get the crawl space that day. I mean, that's just the honest truth of it. I mean, maybe I would.
Exactly, you know, I've been invested for 30 years.
Yeah. I mean, it just happened. I should have called Lionel. You know, it was worth the money. But I mean, I think it kind of circling back to what they're saying. I want to get a little more technical, like with it, because I've noticed in the last year, like my deal flow has actually increased by doing a couple different things, and like because I used to look at deals in this one box, like can I put this house make money? But now I'm looking at it like, okay, can I put this? For example, like a lot of houses right now with COVID, people are calling you and the tenants in them, and you're gonna have to ride that lease out. Like, hey, is there a way I can put debt on this house, get a mortgage, get a hard money loan? Will it still make sense for me to flip it in 6 months? And there's still a nugget in here. And I have like 12 houses right now. I'm just waiting for people to move out of. And they just, they come and they're like the little side pot over here. So it's like, because I used to turn all those down. No, tenant not doing it. And like when I started opening it up, I was like, I got like 20% more deals because of that. So I'm just like trying to throw out ideas like, hey, can I rent this thing out and sit on it for 6 months? Is there still 50K in it in 6 months? Is it going to be worth more than the next 50K profit? Idea. Like, I started buying houses and just in my 401k and your Roth 401k. Like, say you've got some money in your 401k, buy a house, like you're going to put money in the market and get 10 or 15%. The way I look at it is like sometimes I'm just buying these houses and literally just listing them on MLS, and it's like, if I get 10%, if it sits for 6 months, cool. It was going to sit and be in the market. So it's like, if I can get 10, 15, 20% and just sits there, cool. And then, going into the outer markets, I know a lot of wholesalers who have business with, like, they're going out. Like, the tertiary is the new frontier right now. Like Smithfield's a new carrier. You know what I mean? Going out to those outer markets right now is where the money is. Like, I'm going to Mebane, Burlington. I just bought something in Goldsboro. These little small, like little tertiaries, because what you're seeing right now is that first-time homebuyer house in Raleigh for 1,000 square feet is now $200K. If you go to the outer markets, you can still get a lot of square footage for a reasonable price. And like Smithfield, like you can get a manufactured double-wide home in Lewisburg for $200,000 to 2,400 square feet. Like, they just don't have it in Raleigh anymore. So going to those outer tertiaries is becoming the new normal to me. And going out there. So I'm just trying to put ideas out, like if you're looking at stuff to open your deal flow, like be open to those outer areas. And like, I don't know where that is. Like, oh, where's that? Like, think about it, look at it, because it might be worth it. So I'm just trying to put ideas out that different things to increase deal flow.
Debbie?
Thank you, best friend.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's it.
So this man stays up all night and all day thinking about real estate, just like I do. Sometimes he's texting me, calling me, asking me when that deal's gonna be closed. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, 5 o'clock in the morning, whatever. But no, just to let you know, just be true to yourself. Hopefully you have a good support system. You know, time management is a key in this business, especially if you're doing multiple things as well. If you don't have a good support system, find a mentor or coach, somebody that can help you. Like I said, I didn't have anybody help. I do help other people now to try to get them to make sure they don't make the same mistakes I made in the business. It's definitely good to have a group like this. You know, I don't remember back in 1999 we had groups. We had the Realtor Association, but nobody would just share information. So it's good that you have a group of investors that want to share the information and build off that knowledge, because it's so crucial. You know, even down to myself, like Lana was saying, you know, you have to invest in yourself. You know, don't think because, oh, I know things. The market changes so much that you have to keep up with whatever's in the market. I have people tell me all the time, you know, I'm not on social media. Well, how you gonna network? In COVID, you had to be on social media, you know, so I'm out there, I put my name out there, I tell people, you know, hey, I'll buy houses, I do whatever I have to. I may not like being out there on social media, but I have to do it because that's the business model. So every time it's turned around, there'll be something next year. So you want to make sure that you keep up with the market, stay true to yourself, and, you know, build a support system around it.
Okay, before we thank our panel, we have one more thing, because we said every meeting, every subgroup, when we go back live, we're going to do a drawing for our 3 years membership. We have this one, and we have new investors. So you have 2 more chances, this meeting and new investors. This is through everyone who's registered, including you Zoomers, are in this. I click a button here, it says random drawing. I'm going to click it, and then I'm going to click it again. It says select a winner, and that winner is number 73, Chris Papadopoulos.
What? Wait, for a membership?
For a 3-year membership.
All right, who wants a membership? Raise your hand. Let's throw an apple. Oh,
go ahead. Remember that's Okay, our next sponsor, the company, has an extra large t-shirt and a large t-shirt. I can't throw that way. You want to throw? All right, Chris is going to throw.
It's like the Canes game.
Yeah.
It's like storming. All right, here. Woo! Woo! That one didn't quite make it.
All right. Yes, okay, so what we're gonna do now is thank our panel. Lionel's gonna say one more thing, but I want to reiterate the last thing they all just said. I'm not gonna go into this story, but I will tell you, I just bought a house in Lincoln to rehab, and I found it through a wholesaler. Because that wholesaler did not know what he was doing, and when I started dealing with him, I told him, hey, you know what? You should really, I tried to steer him, you should take this wholesale class, the Saturday class, it's really great. You should get some education. But bottom line, long story short, that investor lost that wholesaler because he didn't know what he was doing, because he did not do his contract right with his seller, lost $20,000, and I got the house through the seller directly for $20,000 cheaper because he did not educate himself, did not know what he was doing, and you know, he's out there hustling, he's doing everything else they said. He did it. He got the deal out there, but what did he lack? Education. So, very important. Lionel has something to say, and then we're going to give everyone a round of applause and thank them.
So where is Kenyon? Can you stand up for a second? Only because Chris just made me think of this, so I'm going to do this to you. So Chris mentioned tertiary market, so that gentleman right there has a lot of tertiary type stuff.
What gentleman? This guy's standing up.
Yeah, he's a wholesaler, so if you want tertiary markets, go see him.
Go see him.
Sorry, Kenyon, but I hate to.
Yeah, all right. Please give a huge round of applause for our Kenyon. Thank you so much. Your wife knows that, you know, you're Thank you, everyone. I'm sorry to be back live. I look forward to seeing you more soon.
That girl back there gets a free member with the hair bunch.
Okay.
I guess I gave her. I guess I gave her.
It's like, yeah, like, see this? Nice to meet you as well. Okay. Yeah, no, I just I'm happy to do it. Just keep it posted, you know, we tell me on
What can I do? Yes.
I just want to make sure we can leave without. What's the best way to
Oh, yeah. So I actually texted.
Yeah, just let me know. Yes, I've seen that. Thank you so much.
You got the free membership. Yes. Dixon, they already signed me up. Oh, they did? Yeah.
So I just said,
Okay, so if they could hear when we moved it here. Yeah, so, you know, in future, we generally like a speaker, and so it might really be easier.
so simple.
But if there is a way to tie it in, we should find out. It may be something so simple as
Yeah.
It's ultimately just audio.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I work